Hey everybody, Johnny B. Good here. Coming up to a small town. I'm not exactly sure what it is yet. Your guess is as good as mine. But if I was to guess, it'd be somewhere around Goshen. Goshen, Indiana, I think. Oh, I am loving this day so much. No, that wasn't Goshen. I guess that would have been a mystery town. I think Goshen is somewhere possibly 6 miles from here yet. Look at that. The roads are wet. Puddles are everywhere. Signs of snowbanks melting. The sun is behind us. Trucks rolling by. What a beautiful, glorious day. Hey, I got one of those silly Johnny B. Good questions. How does a cemetery start? Now I would imagine there are public cemetery, there are private cemetery. So if I had me 20 acres of land that's sitting on top of a hill, looking down, what a beautiful scenery, and why do people go to the best looking scenery cemetery? Right? I mean, it's a lot of cemeteries, especially back home in the Philippines. It's always sitting on top of a hill, looking down. What a really beautiful view. The kind of view that people standing up should be the one living in it. Not dead people. Kind of weird. But anyway, so what do I do? If I had me 20 acres of land, I'll just decide one day to open up a cemetery, sell every plot, as they call it. Now, is there now, when you buy a plot, it's just a one-time fee, right? You don't like, there's a maintenance fee or membership fee on that, right? So customers only buy at one-time fee. So the question is, do you have to pay taxes on that land every year? And once its cemetery is full, there's no more income coming into it. Where do you get the money to maintain it? I mean, cemetery has to be maintained. Told you it was a weird story, weird question. From what I understand, in Europe, most especially in England, I think, they're running out of places to bury people. So cremation is the next best thing. Isn't it that in Los Angeles area This must have been a long, long time ago. In LA, I think they liquefy you with some kind of a solvent and some water, and they purify the water and put the water back into the lake or the ocean. It's just it just somehow doesn't seem right. Anyway, welcome to Ligonier, Indiana, where we will be making a left turn at this traffic light here. You know, that's no more extreme, no more dirtier, no more cleaner than taking water out of a water treatment plant, putting it back in the lake, recycle it, and re-drink it, right? But somehow it's just a little bit daunting to imagine that you're drinking water that used to liquefy someone. Which brings me back to my earlier story about water. Water in itself, I would imagine, now I'm not a scientist, of course, I would imagine that water, the smallest part of water, let's just say the smallest part of water is like a BB gun. Out of a one glass, the smallest part is like a BB gun. Water is just somewhat of a carrier, right? It carries something in it. It carries food, but water never really gets destroyed. Water just gets dirty on the outside, but once you clean it, it's water again. How in the world do you destroy water? I don't think water can be destroyed. You can steam it. You can dissipate it. But I really believe that water, the same amount of water, if a single particle of water had a fingerprint, just like humans, and it's unique to itself, never replicated, I bet you that same water during the creation still exists to this day. It may have been formed into snow, tree, somebody's bloodstream, somebody's excrements, food, vegetables, trees, fish, ocean, glacier. I've always thought that if one particular entity of water could tell its story to where it's been and what it has been, it'd be quite a story to tell, wouldn't it? Okay, so much for that silliness. next turnoff is 3 miles from here. And I think we should be coming up to Goshen, Indiana pretty soon. So let's see what Goshen, Indiana looks like. 1-lane road. Look at this open field. What would be a beautiful landing. Someone that could land their ultralight here. Funeral. Quite an entourage they got. Somebody must have been really important. Come on, Blue. It's a go, Blue. It's a go. It's a go. Just go slow. Just go slow. Oh, look at that. As soon as I passed by, he turned aside. Now, that was very kind of that man. He just waited for Blue to come by. There's no one behind me. We got to make a right turn on US 33 North at 0.4 miles, which is also junction 13. Junction 13. Yeah, Goshen. Well, Goshen is still 13 miles away from here. Alright, we're gonna have to cut the video here. That way it won't be so long. I'll turn it back on when we get there. We'll catch you later, Johnny B. Good here. Have a good and godly day, everybody. In His name we praise. Amen. Peace.